The president is doing something no other sitting president has done before. He will visit a federal prison. It's a medium security correctional facility just outside of Oklahoma City. In addition to taking a tour, the president is also expected to meet with inmates and law enforcement officials. And this comes just days after a decision by the White House to commute the prison sentences of dozens of drug offenders. Reforming the criminal justice system is something the president says he wants to make a top priority during his remaining time in office. With me now to talk about all of this, the author of 15 to Life, How I Painted My Way to Freedom, Anthony Papa. He was locked up after being busted for delivering an envelope containing 4 ounces of cocaine worth about $500. He served 12 years, and his sentence was eventually granted executive clemency by then Governor George Pataki. Welcome, and thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me here.
So briefly touch on your story. You're busted for carrying $500 worth of cocaine, and you're sentenced to how long?
Well, I got 2 15 to life terms, first-time nonviolent drug offender, under the Rockefeller drug laws of New York State, which mandate mandatory minimum sentencing laws, something that the president wants to reform. And I think it's a great idea because many people are in prison serving 15, 20, 25 years for small amounts of drugs, and they're rotting away in the system.
Now, were you going to sell the drugs, take the drugs?
I was a courier. I passed an envelope. It was first-time nonviolent drug offender. Basically, took the envelope from the Bronx to Mount Vernon, walked into a police sting operation. 20 undercovers came out of nowhere, placed me under arrest. I did everything I could do wrong, and I wound up being sentenced to 2 15-year-to-life terms.
So you spent 12 years in Sing Sing?
Sing Sing, yes. And the only way I got out is by Governor George Pataki of New York State granting me executive clemency based on my art. One night I was sitting in my cell after 3 years, picked up a mirror, looked in the mirror, saw that an individual was going to spend the most productive years of his life in a cage, picked up a canvas and I painted the self-portrait, 15 to Life, I named it, and it wound up at the Whitney Museum of American Art a couple of years later, and I got a lot of publicity on my case, and that's how the governor found out about my case, and he granted me executive clemency.
Amazing. So tell our viewers why you did not deserve to be in prison for 15 years to life sentences for kind of being the middleman and carrying $500 worth of cocaine.
Well, I think that, you know, maybe I deserve some type of time, but not 15 years. It was an unbelievable nightmare experience for me. I think that by Obama, President Obama now granting these clemencies to these nonviolent drug offenders shows an emphasis on how the system is broken, where people are placed in prison for many years for nonviolent drug crimes. It's a waste of human life, a waste of valuable tax dollars that could be better spent for needy communities to put shoes on shoeless children. So I think that President Obama is doing the right thing, and hopefully he'll fix this broken system.
You were like a tiny, teeny little fish, right? Right?
Tiny.
Right.
Guppy. A guppy.
You're a guppy, okay. And I'm just going to because the Washington Post has some interesting statistics that kind of like illustrate what you just said. Since 1980, the prison population has more than quadrupled. To put that into perspective, that means 1 out of every 100 adults is locked up. And take a look at these other numbers too. The average cost for an inmate at a minimum security facility is about $21,000 per year. The average cost per year as a maximum security facility is about $33,000. So when you put it in economic terms like that, you could see that you're right, that we're spending all of this money incarcerating people that's not going to like win the drug war, right?
Right.
What should have been done? What should your punishment have been? What could have helped you more than being locked away for 12 years?
Well, I think maybe probation, you know, I needed a wake-up call, not to be thrown in a cage for 15 years. I think that many Americans make mistakes in their life, and they wind up in prison, and they need second chances. I think the president is right to give an opportunity to individuals that have made mistakes in their life, and they need a second chance, a chance to, you know, be reunited with their families and to become productive taxpaying citizens. I'm hoping that governors of states follow the lead of President Obama and use their clemency pardon powers more to release people. There's one case in Louisiana, a case of Bernard Noble, a Louisiana man doing 13 years for the possession of 2 joints. So this is a crazy system. It needs to be fixed.
Anthony Papa, thank you so much for being with me this morning. I appreciate it.
Thank you so much.